All right, let's talk about navigating around the console, looking at channels, for instance.
All right, so to do that, we'll actually come over here to our bank and nudge buttons here in the main section. This particular session is 64 faders wide. With the bank buttons, on the first page, we're looking at channels 1 through 32. If I bank to the right, we then switch and look at channels 33 through 64. I also have the ability to nudge the console in increments of 8 faders at a time, or get more microscopic and be able to nudge in single fader increments.
Excellent. Some other speed tips, depending on where you want to get to. You can hold any of the nudge buttons and grab the jog wheel, and this allows you to dynamically slide your console left or right to really bring any fader closer to you or away from you, as it were. Also, what happens if you don't really know where you are?
Well, you always have the home button that will actually take your first fader and place it on the far leftmost fader of the console.
Excellent. So now we're looking at an entire 16 fader module, and we're focusing in on the fader section themselves. Important to point out is on the bottom left of each fader module are the 4 modifiers, which are very important functions. You've got Shift, Control, Option, and Command if you're using a Mac.
Or for PC, it's Shift, Control, Windows, Alt.
Great. We're going to be using the Mac terminology here since that's the system that we're on. Now let's dive in and take a closer look at the channel fader itself. We have our PNG faders here and our automation mode indicators to the left. We can switch automation modes by hitting the auto button. We'll start out with off, right, touch, latch, touch latch combo mode, and read. We can also enable the trim indicator combined with the other groups as well. Notice down here you also have an up or down lit arrow indicator showing you which direction you need to move the fader to match back.
Above the automation mode buttons, we have a 6-character scribble strip which shows a number of different things about the channel. The views can be switched with the display mode button in the channel strip master section in the main. You can look at either channel name, group interrogation of what group that channel belongs to. We can look at the value, what the fader is set at in dB increments, an abbreviated track name with track number, as well as how much headroom that track has left. Above that, we have mute or cut switches, which allows you to mute out a track. Solo buttons, which allows us to solo individual tracks. You'll also get a blinking mute light on the other channels indicating that you are in a solo. If you have a channel in solo that is off bank, you also have a solo clear button that will blink in the channel strip master section, allowing you to clear off all solos across the console. Above that, we have a select button, which allows us to select tracks. This can be good for creating groups or selecting tracks for editing inside of Pro Tools. You can also double press any one of the select buttons, and that will bring up a track naming dialog on the Pro Tools screen, which allows you to rename the track at that point. Above that, to finish out the fader section, we have input enable buttons, which allows us to hear input of what's coming in on that particular channel, as well as a record arm button that allows us to record arm the track for recording inside of Pro Tools.